So today we are going to be looking at the Panasonic LUMIX S1II and the S1II to see if they truly are the low light gods of full frame anamorphic filmmaking. Boom. So why is low light so important? Because it has such a practical implication on your shoot in terms of the lenses you might choose, what lighting you need to bring with you depending on the environment you're in. So you really need to know and understand and test the low light capabilities of any particular camera that you're thinking of using for a shoot. The better the low light performance, the less you need to consider what lens, how fast does it need to be, and how big and how many lights do I need to bring. So we're focusing on the Panasonics because I really like the color science. So we're choosing in this comparison to focus on the S5 Mark I because it's the cheapest full frame Lumix option available. You can get them on eBay for $500. Really good, really strong camera. And the newer S1 Mark II, which is, 4 or 5 times that price, much more expensive, has a few nicer features than the older camera, but does that really change the low light performance when it comes down to it? We want to know. We don't know yet, but we'll find out soon. So we're back, we've recovered from the cold, we've been to the pub, time for a brief summary. So how well did they hold up in low light? Extraordinarily well. I would shoot at those crazy high ISOs probably up to the 25,600 in a short film, no problem. The colours seem to hold up really well, I'm really happy with them. The S5 Mark I versus the S1 Mark II, I'd say I'd be happy with them pretty much at the same ISO level. It's not that I would go higher with one than the other, so I'd use either of them up to probably 25,600. But I should note that the S1 Mark II, the newer, more expensive camera, did perform a little better at that ISO. There was a small amount of colour shift in the S5 Mark I. It goes a little bit green in places, but not to the extent that I wouldn't use it there. Talking relatively small details, maybe 15-20% difference in the image. So if budget is a big concern, then spending 4 times more for the newer camera just for that difference alone, probably not worth it. And buying an S5 for a few £100, it's crazy cheap, crazy high performance. I'd still shoot any film with it any day, and probably will do so. What ISO are we at now, Andy?
We're at ISO 5000, which is the dual native ISO of this camera.
Oh, dual native ISO 5000. So we're on the S1 Mark II, the more expensive option that you're looking at me and my friend Beeselmeyer. So we're now in the highest ISO available in the S1 Mark II, the newest, most expensive camera, 51,200, is that correct?
Yep.
51,200, which is an insane ISO. We've had to stop down the lens to compensate, but if my skin tones are holding up to any degree, and I've never pushed a camera this far, if there's even an image, if you can even see what I'm saying right now, that would be impressive. It isn't completely green or completely purple or completely 2 weeks dead, then, great. So to summarise the summary with an additional thought, if you've watched this video and you think, actually, that image was a little too noisy for me, I wonder if there's an even better option than these Lumix cameras for low light performance. Well, that's a good question. Where could you go? You could look to more expensive cinema cameras, such as the Red Komodo or the Arri Alexa, but would they get you better low light? No, they definitely wouldn't. They perform really well at their native ISO of 800, but they're pretty weak when it comes to low light. So you are better off looking, in my mind, at the mirrorless cameras. However, this is something we're yet to test and are going to look at soon. This is the Canon R1, and this camera, along with a couple of other Canons, have triple native ISO. So potentially, in theory, might perform a little better than the Panasonics just have. And I'll be really interested to find out. However, you would be stepping up the price range by a few thousand, of course. yeah, and it's also stepping up the weightlifting range by a few pounds.